In the ongoing conflict in the Gaza Strip, a tripartite alliance comprising China, Iran, and Russia has issued a stern warning to the United States. This unexpected collaboration marks a significant geopolitical shift in the Middle East, where these three nations have historically held differing interests and perspectives on the Israel Palestine conflict. To grasp the implications of this warning and its context, we must delve into the complex history and motivations of each of these nations. Now let's delve deeper into the intricate moves of China's strategic chess game in the Middle East. Picture this: China's expanding influence in the region is not merely a happenstance, but a calculated series of moves, resembling a chess game with geopolitical stakes. As we explore this, it's crucial to acknowledge the chronological order of events. To truly grasp China's motivations, we need to rewind the clock to its energy needs. The chess piece in focus here is energy security, a paramount concern for China, given its status as the world's largest energy consumer. Beijing's gaze turns to the Middle East, a region rich in energy resources. The narrative unfolds as China strategically positions itself to ensure stability in this volatile chessboard, safeguarding its vital energy supply lines. In the next move, let's examine China's trade interests. Think of the historic Silk Road, and now envision its modern-day counterpart, the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI. This isn't just a series of infrastructure projects, it's a diplomatic and economic maneuver that echoes the ancient trade routes. China, in its calculated chess game, aligns its economic interests with the BRI, creating a web of interconnectedness that spans the Middle East. Each infrastructure project becomes a chess piece strategically placed on the geopolitical board, promoting economic synergy and fostering a semblance of stability. As we advance further, consider the BRI as more than concrete and steel. It becomes a catalyst for peace. In this chapter of our historical narrative, the BRI emerges as a key player in the promotion of regional stability. Picture this: infrastructure projects crisscrossing the region, creating bonds of economic interdependence. This isn't merely about roads and ports, it's about building bridges between nations, fostering cooperation, and mitigating conflicts. The chess game takes an unexpected turn as China, through the BRI, contributes to a narrative of peace in a historically tumultuous region. Now, let's pivot our narrative lens to Iran, a key player in the complex geopolitical landscape of the Middle East. In our historical exploration, understanding Iran's multifaceted role requires a meticulous examination of its long-standing discord with Israel and the United States. Picture this: Iran, a formidable regional power, stands at the center of a geopolitical storm. The echoes of its discord with Israel and the United States reverberate through the region. The chess pieces on this part of the board involve not only ideological differences, but also strategic alignments that shape the destiny of nations. Delve deeper into the chess game, and you'll find Iran strategically supporting various Palestinian factions. One notable move places its support firmly behind Hamas in the Gaza Strip. This isn't a mere expression of solidarity, it's a calculated move on the geopolitical chessboard, where alliances are forged and strengthened to assert influence. Beyond the Palestinian cause, Iran harbors grand aspirations, the desire to be a dominant player in the Middle East. Think of this as a challenge to the established order, a bid to reshape the balance of power. In our historical narrative, Iran emerges as a contender, challenging the influence of not just Israel, but also regional heavyweight Saudi Arabia. The narrative takes a broader turn as we explore Iran's involvement in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. This isn't a series of isolated moves, it's a comprehensive strategy. Iran, in its chess game of geopolitics, extends its influence across borders. Syria, Iraq, and Yemen become key battlegrounds, where Iran seeks not just to support Palestine, but to expand its influence in the broader Middle East. As we continue our historical journey through the complexities of the Israel-Palestine conflict, let's turn our attention to Russia, a diplomatic mediator with a nuanced evolution in its approach to the region. Picture this: Russia, historically known as a diplomatic mediator, takes center stage in the unfolding narrative. In the earlier chapters, Russia played a role in diplomatic efforts, attempting to navigate the intricate web of tensions between Israel and the Palestinian Authority. However, as we move forward in our chronology, the narrative takes an interesting turn, reflecting Russia's evolving stance. The chess pieces on Russia's side of the board involve a delicate balancing act between ties with Israel and the Palestinian Authority. This is not just about diplomacy, it's a strategic move to maintain influence in the region. Russia's interests extend beyond ideological alliances, encompassing the preservation of a delicate power balance. Dive deeper, and you'll find Russia's strategic interests intricately woven into the narrative. Imagine the geopolitical chessboard, where warm water ports become key positions. Russia, in its strategic calculus, seeks to secure these ports, adding a layer of complexity to its involvement in the Middle East. The game isn't just about mediating conflicts, it's about securing strategic assets that shape regional dynamics. In the next move, the narrative unfolds with the sale of advanced weaponry. This isn't just a business transaction, it's a strategic move that adds layers of complexity to Russia's relationships in the Middle East. The chess pieces on this part of the board involve not just diplomatic ties, but the tangible exchange of military capabilities, influencing the power dynamics in the region. The chess game takes a dramatic turn, with a joint warning from China, Iran, and Russia to the US. Think of this as a coordinated effort, a strategic alignment challenging traditional US mediation in the region. The warning isn't just a signal, it's a move in the geopolitical chess game, where traditional power dynamics are being reshaped. In response to the tripartite warning, the US reiterated its unwavering support for Israel's right to defend itself. This support is deeply rooted in a long-standing alliance and strategic interests. The US has historically shielded Israel from international criticism, using its veto power in the United Nations Security Council. Despite the warning, the US is unlikely to shift its stance, highlighting the challenges it faces in managing relationships in the Middle East amid expanding influence from China, Iran, and Russia. To understand the motivations behind the joint warning, we must consider each country's specific interests. For China, it's safeguarding economic interests and investments. Iran sees an opportunity to bolster its regional leadership image by supporting the Palestinian cause. Russia, aligning with China and Iran, seeks to counter US influence in the Middle East, contributing to a more complex global geopolitical landscape. The Israel Palestine conflict, deeply rooted in territorial disputes, religious and cultural differences, and competing national narratives, defies easy solutions. The Gaza Strip, controlled by Hamas since 2007, has been a focal point of multiple wars and conflicts with Israel. International efforts, like the Oslo Accords, aimed at a two-state solution, have faced ongoing challenges, including violence and disputes over key issues. For decades, the US has played a central role in the conflict, consistently supporting Israel politically and militarily. Its role as a mediator, however, has faced criticism for perceived bias. The controversial decision to move the US Embassy to Jerusalem added strain to international perceptions. The joint warning from China, Iran, and Russia reflects a broader realignment of geopolitical interests, challenging US dominance in the Middle East. The joint statement from China, Iran, and Russia represents more than a warning. It symbolizes a realignment of geopolitical interests in the Middle East. Despite their historical differences, these nations unite in challenging US influence, potentially reshaping the balance of power in the region. As the world watches, the complex web of alliances and conflicts in the Middle East continues to evolve, leaving lasting implications on the enduring Israel-Palestine conflict.